Yo, what's good, guys? It's your girl, Manila Coty. I just came back from walking from Borges Park. It is a beautiful park, wide, so quiet, so peaceful, and we have like not so many people that really come by like that. But that's more reason why I like it, because I get to just stay calm, cool, and collected, and to just collect my thoughts. Just be present in the moment. I just love to be able to be in God's presence overall. Just being able to talk about how I feel, with how things are for me and life itself. But I'm just feeling excited with how I want the rest of today to be, and we'll see how it goes. But aside from that, I really want to talk about my message for today. Just like how there's this constant state of spiritual warfare. And so for today's message, I'm going to talk about how the battle is spiritual. Okay? But before I go any further, I would love for you guys to subscribe to my channel, drop by below, turn on notification bells, tune in for my videos throughout the week, and make sure you share with as many people as you can, all right? Let's get into it. So, what do I mean by spiritual warfare? So, you know how sometimes, like, you can say or do something, right? And then somehow somebody has a problem with it. And mind you, like, somebody can be so reactive to you for no reason. Like, you can say something that's not even bad or anything, and yet somehow, some way, somebody has a problem with it, and it's crazy. Because that can be a demonic spirit that is leading them to act like that. And so that's why, like, as children of God and people in general, like, we have to be so careful when you're dealing with certain people. It can be within family, it can be friends, people at work, church, whatever the case may be. You always have to pray over yourself before you step out the house. Always soak and cover yourself with the blood of Jesus Christ, because people are just, using their insecurities as a means to pour it out and take their frustration out on people, just so that they feel good, that they're satisfied with doing that. And it's just like, how do you get power from doing that? For me personally, I feel like when you uplift somebody by speaking life over them and for the things that they want, that gives the person power, and one thing I know is that there is power in the word of tongue. Okay, like, even the Bible talks about how like we have to be very careful what we say and do, because we can either speak life or death over ourselves. And so, me personally, when I'm talking to someone and maybe there's something that I did, or maybe I can be leveling up in a certain area that they might not like, you just have to be calm, cool, and collected. You have to ask God to help you to not be upset when people act like a fool, because people can definitely drive people crazy, and it's crazy how there can be times when you can be nice, you can just be peace towards somebody, very peaceful, and then somehow, some way, somebody has a problem with you and they just want to lash at you for no reason. Like, oh, slow down, buddy. Like, I was just trying to talk to you. Yeah, you talking to me crazy. So you just have to be very mindful sometimes, because people go through a lot of things, and I get it. Like, the world is changing. Times aren't the same like they used to be. We have war going on. We have stuff going on in Hollywood or Hollyweird, with what's going on behind the scenes. And it's like, yeah, that can definitely change whether you think. But at the same time, you shouldn't make that as an excuse to be disrespectful to someone, And so, for me, I try to take things moment by moment. If I'm mad about something or somebody, I gotta either go by myself, step outside, because if I don't do that, that's when it's like, okay, I might react. It's like, the Bible always talks about how, if the enemy or whoever does something, you can turn the other cheek. Give them the other cheek too, And sometimes you have to pick and choose your battles in life, because not every reaction deserves a reaction back. And I know that for a fact, because getting into fights, that's not going to solve anything. I would say I would rather let God be the one to fight my battles for me, because with God, he definitely seeks vengeance for his children, and he does not let the wicked go unpunished for too long. Obviously, God gives people time and chances to change, But after enough time has passed, and if they still haven't changed, like, yeah, like, there's gonna be a lot of calamity and stuff coming to them. Because the thing is, what you put out, it can come back to you 10 times fold. It can. So if you're putting out good vibes, good energy, it'll come back to you. But if you're putting out evil and scarcity and wreaking havoc, that'll also come back to you even more. So I will say this, like, definitely make sure that when you are talking to somebody, when you're interacting with someone, treat them good, treat others the way that you want to be treated, regardless of their race, socioeconomic status, their background, whatever the case may be, because you never know who that person will be in your life, so that's how I feel personally. I just like it when I'm around somebody who's really positive. Take for example DoorDash. Okay, like she just screams the definition of positivity for me, because I love how essential she is in all her videos. Just like going gun ho, okay, with how we have to really level up, how we gotta change our life for the better, how we gotta shift our mindset from scarcity mindset to abundance mindset. And it's like we need somebody like that in our lives. We need that high person, but we also need to be real with ourselves too when things aren't okay. Like, it's okay to not be okay, but what's not okay is when you stay in the same rut of your situation that you're in and don't do anything. So, for me personally, where I'm at right now, as a current college student, I'm still working on myself. God is still improving me as a person, even though I still have a lot to learn. But I will say this: I have come a long way compared to how I was back in high school. High school, I was just going with the flow, didn't really care, and didn't think much of it. But it's like, it's not until certain things happen to you, that's when like life really hits, like, oh shoot, wow, I was not expecting that. So sometimes God has an interesting way of getting his children's attention. Whether he uses somebody or something, he's gonna definitely knock some sense out of you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's so important, guys, to just, you gotta be strong. You have to really, ask God to lead you, guide you, order your steps, and whatever you're trying to do, and to just not let the devil get the best of you. The devil came here to steal, kill, destroy, and he's gonna find whatever loopholes and cracks in your life to try to ruin your reputation, try to bring you down, and it's like, you cannot give in. No matter what the enemy throws at you, don't give in, okay? Like, keep on pushing, and make sure that you are starting to work smarter, okay? And just trusting God will have something in store for you, for the better. So that's why, guys, you just have to stay strong. You just have to stay focused, and just know that everything's going to work out for your own good and in your favor, and just don't be so down on the dumps about things and about life, because I just know at the end of the day, everything that I want, everything that I desire, it's all gonna come in full circle for me. Everything's gonna unfold before you know it for your own life. And then after that, it's like, oh wow, God, you're right. Like, had I not done this a lot sooner, then I would have not known about these things, and it's like that sometimes, So that's why it's so important, guys, to just be very careful, because life is really spiritual, and we are literally living in a spiritual warfare constantly, where the love of many is growing colder and colder every day. You're hearing about all these crimes and killing of people, these teachers doing stuff with students, and it's crazy. But at the same time, don't let that get the best of you. Focus on what is important. Focus on bettering your life. Change your mindset. Change your surroundings. Surround yourself with the right people. People who actually love and care for you. People who challenge you to do better with your life. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, guys, like, you have to really give your very all with whatever you're trying to do. Whether it's with YouTube, whether it's starting that business, that side hustle, just go do it. Just go after it. And don't let anything or anybody try to hold you back. I can imagine like how my life would have been had I done YouTube earlier. But you know what? at least I took that leap of faith and started now. Okay, as of March of last year, I started YouTube, and I'm still going strong, you know. And I'm still surprised at the fact that I got a shout out from DoorDash, you know, and a review too for my channel. So she gave me really great tips, and these are things that I know I have to apply immediately for my channel, because I want to grow, you know, and I want to see people win generally. So that's why, guys, you know, like you have to like really be strong right now with where you're at in life, you know, regardless of what you're going through. Just trust that God is going to work everything out for you, even when things look like it's not going your way. Where there's a will, there's a way, and God always makes a way for us, you know. So that's honestly how I feel, guys, right now. And I'm just happy that I'm finally able to come on here, because I'm not gonna lie, guys, I get frustrated when my storage is taken up that won't even let me record my videos. So being able to do this right now, it's a blessing of itself. It's a miracle. And that's why, guys, like, if you're somebody who's trying to do YouTube, if you're trying to start that business, that side hustle, get started right away. Keep on going. Don't let anything hold you back, and just focus on where you're going, you know. But I'm telling you guys right now, like, you should keep at it, you know, and continue to refine your skill set, continue to personally develop yourself and get better. You're gonna make it big in life. You're gonna be the next big thing, you know. And don't really worry about all the naysayers, all the haters, because they won't be saying anything when they see you up there, you know. But don't wait for that. At least, like, be happy now in the present moment. Give yourself your flowers, even when nobody else is celebrating you, right, guys? Because at the end of the day, we gotta make sure that we celebrate ourselves. We are our own cheerleader. We are our own advocate, you know. And don't let anybody, you know, try to steal your joy. You know, always be thankful and grateful for all things. You know, that's what the Bible talks about. You know, I always think about Jeremiah 29, verse 11. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Plans to give you hope and a future." You know, and it's so true. God has great plans for you. The question is, do you believe that for yourself? And if you don't, start believing today. Start taking action today. Really ask yourself, what type of plans do I have for today, the following week, for the rest of 2025? You have to start speaking life for the things that you want. Tell yourself that 2025 is going to be a year of transformation, elevation, celebration, innovation for you and for your family too. No matter what anybody else says, just know that at the end of the day, you're going to make it, okay, guys? So, yeah, I'm feeling pumped right now. That's why I decided to come on here. But that's honestly how I feel, guys. But aside from that, before I go, I would love for you guys to check out my affiliate links down below in the description box, because there's a lot of helpful tools for you guys to improve your own life. So I just wanted you guys to know that. But aside from that, you guys have an awesome day. Always know that Jesus loves you lots and lots, and make sure, guys, you continue to push out my videos, so that way the algorithm can you know, really show more of my videos in the homepage of you guys. You know, this is YouTube. Okay, guys? But yeah, have an awesome day. God bless. Bye, guys.